The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
Well, this is the first one for me because normally I am on my phone and other little bits and bobs, but now I'm on a laptop. But my guest, what a name, the King of Bedlam, Rob Drake. How are we, man?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I've not heard that one in ages. King of Bedlam, man. Flipping heck. I almost swore. I don't know. Am I allowed to swear? I should have asked before, but
You can. Do you know what? You're the guest. Do you know what? I'm interviewing you. You do what you want, man.
I appreciate that. I'll try not swear. I'll try use my vernacular, my impressive vernacular. Did you like that one?
The northern accent, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
Whereabouts? Yeah. Lancashire, innit?
Lancashire. Yeah, originally from Blackpool. That's where I'm from.
Oof.
Yeah.
White Rose.
You know
White
what?
Rose.
Actually, yeah. Well, you know what? I actually can't. So I was born in Blackpool, but I was actually from Lytham St Anne's, which is a very posh place, very nice place. So I can't act like I'm from the mean streets of Blackpool. And in truth, I'm actually, from the very calm, posh towns of Lytham St Anne's.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we spoke before we went on. You're a big horror fan. You're a big gamer. Yeah. You love films, if I'm correct, and you also love. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're a big Star Wars fan.
Oh, ridiculously big, huge. Not as much as I used to be because I don't really like it at the moment. It's not my cup of tea at the moment, but I used to be. My God, I've got too many Star Wars figures and collectibles and what have you. Yes, massive Star Wars fan, man.
Did you like the Obi-Wan series?
I enjoyed the Obi-Wan series. When it was good, it was like the best Star Wars we've got. And then there's filler. Like it was called Obi-Wan. And let's be honest, all we wanted to see was Obi-Wan. We didn't care about all the side characters. Like Leia didn't have to be in it. Reva was a new character introduced, and we just didn't care. We just cared about Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. It should have just been about Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, because when those two were on screen, it was incredible. So I did enjoy it, yeah.
Definitely, I loved it, and I think they should do a season 2 of it.
100%.
I personally do.
100%. Yes, I'll be down for
that. Big fan of Ewan McGregor. I love it.
Yeah.
He was on a talk show. I don't know which one. I think I want to say Graham Norton, and he went, oh, what was it? He did the thing where he was chasing someone, at the lights, and then he went, like the kid was like just shocked, and then he's like, and then he goes, "That's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi."
Oh yeah,
it's the Scottish accent, and I love it.
Yeah, he's great, man. He's so good. Yeah, it was a big shock when I found out he was going to be returning as Obi-Wan. I was so up for that. I couldn't believe it. I never thought that would happen. And then Hayden Christensen being Anakin again, that was insane as well. I was all up for that. And their chemistry was it's so good. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it now.
It's something you just didn't expect, is it really? Do you know, Hayden Christensen after 20 years? Because everyone thought he was a bad actor.
Yeah, he's. You know what? It wasn't the best, but in his defense, he was given a rotten script. Like the what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Just the lines he was given was so corny and so rotten. I don't know what George Lucas was thinking, giving him what did he say? I wish I could wish away all these feelings. It's so bad. That's so rotten.
Definitely.
So he didn't get given, a good chance to showcase his ability. Not at that stage anyway.
100%. I completely agree with you, man. Anyway, we are here for you and wrestling. We can talk about Marvel. We can talk about anything. But the big thing, man, you're 6'2", 235 pounds. Well, depends if you've not eaten. Do you know what I mean?
I'm bulking at the moment, so I'm actually quite heavy than that. I'm a big boy at the moment. Yeah,
big boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to cut next year, but I'm just chilling. I'm healing up at the moment, so.
Plus, it's not really the best season to do it, is it? Christmas.
Exactly. Of course. Of course. Mince pies.
All them chocolates.
Oh.
Selection boxes.
Yeah. All of it, man. All of it.
Turkey dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know, I am a big sucker for Christmas dinner. Not gonna lie, that's probably one of my favorite meals, like a roast dinner.
It is my favorite meal, and you know what? It's not too bad. You know, you get. I eat a lot of meat. I eat a lot of potatoes, a lot of veg. You know, there's a bit of gravy on there. You know, it's not really that bad.
Tell me about it, man. So
Yeah.
you have been for TNT. You are the one half of the TNT Tag Team Champions, man.
Yep.
TNT is one of the hottest promotions in the UK, as well as Progress, RevPro, BWR, ICW. You've pretty much been everywhere in the UK.
Yes. Yep.
How was your time with TNT? Talk me through that.
Excellent, man. You know, I remember when I wrestled on TNT just before lockdown on a Ignition. I can't remember if I was a dark match. I'm 90% sure I was a dark match. Um, and you know, I thought that was great. And then COVID happened. And then one of my main goals when I first came back to wrestling was do Progress, do TNT, and just get out as much as possible. And you know, Jay's been great. He's always had like faith in me, and he didn't want to just bring me on for the sake of having me on. There's so many guys that he'll have on. Same with a lot of promotions, and they're great. There's nothing wrong with them as a performer. It's just do they fit in? You know, what
Mm.
storyline can we tell? What story can we tell with them? So he was holding back, and I was saying, you know, I'd love to work for you, blah blah blah, just like everyone else does. And then he came up with the idea of the Temple of Malum, and I was all over that. I've always been like a Ministry of Darkness fan, Undertaker fan. I love like dark stuff, you know. And we originally, I should have sent you a photo. Oh, maybe not. I might release this one day. It's kind of a secret because no one's ever seen it.
You got to do it
Uh,
now.
I might do, you know. Yeah, I might for Christmas, for a early Christmas present for you. I might do it. I actually was doing the face paint with Isaac, and we did a
Wow.
test photo. We did a test photo, and it just wasn't me. I was like, this is not Rob Drake. It looks like Isaac North 2.0, and that's not what I want to be. So I kind of wanted to be the devil, like, you know, handsome, wears nice clothes, you know, presents himself as like a suave killer, and that's what I kind of did at first. And then as time went on, it just developed more and more, and now we're just like killers, like we're unstoppable. Um, so yeah, man, TNT, like Jay put a lot of faith in me, and me and Isaac, and we worked really hard. We were undefeated for over a year in TNT. Um, and we're like his babies, you know. Temple of Malum is his idea, it's his baby. So it's been amazing, man. It really has. I've really enjoyed the journey. I've enjoyed the match. I've had insane matches there. I've wrestled, you know, Rio, wrestled Emerson Jane, wrestled Lycos Jim, wrestled Jordan Oliver. You know,
Mm.
you name it. I've wrestled a who's who there. Even some like British legends, you know, like Joey Hayes, wrestled him. It's just been mental, man. Absolutely mental.
Honestly, man, TNT, like we've just said, is one of the hottest promotions in the UK, and I think they kill every show that they do. They
Smash
do
it,
a
man.
partnership with GCW. They come over like every year.
Yeah, yeah.
Who from the GCW roster would you like to verse if you could?
Man, I tell you what, Jordan Oliver, I'd love to wrestle him in the singles if possible. But as like a tag team, man, bring on anyone. I'd love to do more. Not all the time. Like, please bear in mind, not all the time. I'd love to do deathmatch stuff. Like, let's try it. Why not? You know, I only live once. Let's do a tag team deathmatch for the tag team titles. And then Isaac can just get super battered and take all the stuff for me. Um, but I'd love to do something with GCW. Um, Another one is Matt Cardona. I'd love to wrestle Matt Cardona as well. He'll be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned obviously Deathmatch.
Yeah,
Then you mentioned Matt Cardona, who is the Deathmatch King.
that's it. Yeah, yeah. The Deathmatch King.
So
Yeah,
2025, you know,
maybe we'll see, man.
Who knows? Matt Cardona may have another death match up his sleeve, with you. Who
Yeah,
knows?
who
Could
knows,
happen.
man? Who knows? You just don't
Do you
know
know
with
what's so,
wrestling.
do you know what's so scary about the world of professional wrestling?
Uh,
Anything can happen.
Legit, anything can happen.
You
It's
could
just,
be in Manchester one day, then you could be in Canada, then Germany, then do you know what I mean? Your schedule can change in a heartbeat.
yeah, yeah, man. It's happened with me. It's exactly what happened with me. I did not plan to go to Germany, this year. Did not plan to go to Finland this year. Did not plan to go to Holland this year, and it's all happened. Um, yeah, it's just you've got to keep your diary open. You got to keep. It's a bit of it's a hard one to kind of weave. It's a hard web to weave wrestling promotions, wrestling bookings and stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah, man, we're making moves for sure.
definitely. And like I said, I reached out to you and sent you everything. I'm a huge fan of yours and just your work. You mentioned
Appreciate it.
obviously you've been like into the horror and the darkness and everything. You
Uh huh.
must be a huge fan of the House of Black in AEW.
Yeah, man. Like I like watching that stuff, and I never want to replicate it. That's one thing I definitely don't want to do. Like it's cool to be a fan of it and look at it and go, that's cool. But, like they do the face paint stuff, they do the lights out stuff. Um, they had the great entrance that with the spotlight on them. I just didn't want to replicate that. I don't want to be a knockoff, and that's what I look like when I have that face paint on, man. I literally look like a knockoff Malachi Black, especially with my hair down as well. I was like,
Jesus.
no, this is not happening. We are
You
not
just have
doing
to do
this.
the eyeballs then.
That's it. Yeah, I know. And that was supposed to happen, but I'm squeamish about my eyes, and I ain't putting anything in my eyes. It's not happening. Ain't happening, man. Yeah,
Imagine.
yeah.
We've also mentioned you've obviously been a regular for Progress. Progress, I
Yes.
think, Lee and everyone there kills it. Mike, do you know what? I have so much love for them. Progress is
Yeah.
just getting better and better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's great, man. Yeah. Progress is really, really good. That's another company I was obviously who doesn't want to work for Progress. And something I was very proud of, something it wasn't even in my realm. I didn't even think it was possible was working with the women. I think it was really cool. We were able to tell a very unique a story that's literally never been done before at Progress. I have that now. I was one of the first ones to do that. So we had that big blow off match with me and Lana versus LA and Sky, and I think the build up to that it was all natural, man. It just we just were like, let's just feel it. Let's see what happens with this. And the tension between me and LA just got so crazy. And the I remember when we would walk out, and you know LA and Sky would get this like superhero cheer, especially LA, and then me and Lana would get these like just chorus of boos, especially me. People love Lana. People love her for being a dick. It's just a thing. We want to see Lana be a dick, you know. But me, man, they hate me. The fans at Progress can't stand me, and I love it. I'm like, come on, let's bring it on. Tell me how much you hate me. So,
Yeah.
I remember the tag match we had when we had that. Me and LA were finally in the ring. Like the tension was so like insane. So I was very proud of that. And who knows what the future holds of me in Progress. But I'm really looking forward to the next year, man. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, 2025, especially get December out of the way, then 2025, you're just going to have a rocket up your ass.
That's
Honestly,
it, man.
like you
Yeah.
mentioned, sorry, you've been to 4 countries this year, if not
Yep.
probably more. Like 2025,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. We're already lining up to go to a few. We've got a few bookings abroad already, so it's looking to continue that trajectory. So looking forward to it, man.
yeah, that's going to be good, man. Do you know what? So you've Germany, WXW. Would you love to go back there?
100%. Absolutely. They were great. They were so gracious and respectful. I was very nervous when I got there. I didn't think anyone would know me. Not like a disrespectful way, just because it's a different country. You just never know. And then, most people did know me, and most people were very respectful. I was treated like, I'm fairly new at this game. I'm still fairly new, and I was treated like a veteran, and I was like, cool, I guess. Oh, I don't know how to feel about this. So, and I met some great guys over there. One guy I really got along with was Sean Legacy. Um, Man, he's such a funny guy. He's so like, you could be having a bad day and you meet him and he's like so full of positivity and like
Mhm.
really fun energy. It's just a ball of energy, and you're like, oh, okay, it's cool to be around you. And he just taught me so much. We were the training, and he taught me a bunch of things. And I was just listening, kept my ears open. And the food as well in Germany. Oh, that's actually a downside if you want to stay lean. Oh my god, dude! I'm not a kebab fan. I really am not a kebab fan. But they wanted to go to kebab, and obviously I'm being respectful. I was like, yes, absolutely, let's try it. And my god, one of the nicest things I've ever had, this German kebab. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be a nightmare. And I went back 3 days and like 3 days in a row, had a
Wow.
freaking kebab, double meat kebab.
Did you have a breakfast when you were out there?
Actually didn't. No, I didn't. That's one thing I wasn't really bothered about. I was like, I'm not really too fussed about that. But the pastries, had a load of pastries and a lot of kebab. That's what I had.
I love it. Progress. You and Lana.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Just look at the mean of your face. Do you know what I mean? You look
Oh,
like
yeah.
you. Sorry, something's just happened. You look like you are gonna kick ass. Sorry. Yeah, that photo of you and Lana, man, you look. Yeah, like you mentioned, that build to you, LA Knight, Sky, and you and Lana Austin. Yeah, it's one of the best builds I've seen progress, and the story that he told was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was super cool to do. And just mega unexpected. I didn't think that was what I'd be doing, but I was very, very honoured to be in the ring with every single one of those people. Even like wrestling Alexis Falcon and Charles Crowley, that's really cool. Wrestled, Ozawa. That was really cool. That was really nervous for that because he's my first international opponent who didn't speak a word of English. Very, very broken English. So I was like, man, how am I going to do this? So that was really cool. And then obviously Simon Miller, who next year I definitely want to get my hands on again for the Proteus title. Yep, absolutely, man.
So obviously you want to go for the Proteus title, and I love what they're doing at the moment. You know, like where you can pick the opponent for him. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I definitely want to wrestle him again. I want to do it in a hardcore match this time, or last man standing, or something where I can lob a very
Deathmatch.
large object at his head. Yes, yeah. Death match.
Jesus, what are you,
Yeah.
we've obviously mentioned Lana Austin. How
hmm
what obviously she's been in the business and she's traveled the world and been everywhere, every promotion in the UK. What is some stuff that you've learned from Lana over the years?
Oh, do you know what? The biggest thing I've learned from Lana, and the most important thing, genuinely, I'd give this advice to anyone, is like have fun. You've got to have fun with what you do. Don't take yourself too seriously. I remember when I first came back after lockdown, COVID. Um, I was so stressed for wrestling because obviously there was a bit of a rocket on my back just before where I wrestled my brother at Future Shock, and I was like, okay, here we go. And then I actually blew my knee out just before COVID hit, before the pandemic hit. Um, and when I came back, it was like 2 years later, and my confidence wasn't good. I was out. I was like quite out of shape as well. Obviously, of course, everyone got out of shape a little bit during lockdown. That is what it is. But I just put too much pressure on myself. I had to be a 5-star match. I couldn't make any mistakes. I had to be on point, and my cardio had to be through the roof. And I just had these matches, and I was dreading them. I remember the build up to them was so like daunting on me. I hated it. And then she would just start to tell me like, if you don't enjoy it, why are you doing it? Like, enjoy it. I know you want to be places. Obviously, the goal is I want to travel the world. I want to wrestle in massive companies. That's still the goal, but I've got to enjoy it. And she really taught me how to enjoy it and not take myself too seriously. And there was a time where you wouldn't catch me doing these silly. I've dressed as Lana Austin on
Mm.
Atomic. I've dressed as Ken on Atomic. I was what's he called? The right to censor at ICW. There was a time I
Yeah,
would
I know
never
you're
do
right.
this. I wouldn't do this at all, man. So now I just don't take myself too seriously because I am 6'2". I'm a big, lad. If I want to be serious, I can be serious. But also, man, let's have some fun. If you bring up a funny idea or fun concept, I'm definitely down for that.
That's the main thing in it in this business. You've got to have fun. Obviously, it's a
Yeah.
living. You go out there, you meet friends for life. Do you know what I mean? Your opponents, you face. Like you mentioned, your first international opponent. Do you know what I mean? Some people who
Yeah.
you've been in the ring with. 10
Yeah.
years from now, when you talk about 2024 or 2023, even 2025, what we spoke about for the year that you're having next year, and it
Yeah.
sounds stacked. Not gonna lie, right?
Yeah.
2025, you are gonna be picking up some opponents that you think, fuck. Do you know what? I'm so glad. Do you know what? I used to watch him. Do you know what? I'm this. Do you know? Do you know what? You'll be saying all these things. So what Lana said to you and the advice that she's giving you is right. In life, you've got to have fun with things, and if you're
Yeah,
having
man.
fun, then that's the main thing.
Yes, that is literally the main thing. If you're not having fun, don't do it. If you're not enjoying something, why are you doing it? So she really just let me chill out, and my matches got better because of it, because I was so relaxed. And there's time to turn on. You've got to be switched on. There are obviously matches like when I wrestled the vets the other week. I was very, very switched on for that.
Mm.
Of course, I enjoyed it. I was loose and I enjoyed it, but I was like, okay, now Rob Jake show that let's introduce ourselves now. So yeah, um, she told. I know. Obviously, whenever I have a match, I always ask her for feedback. I feel like that's a lost thing these days in wrestling is people don't ask for feedback anymore. But I always ask like Lana for feedback, and I tell her just be as brutally honest. If something looks terrible, tell me, and I just won't do it anymore, or I'll just get incredibly better at it.
Do you know what? It's good that you're doing that because obviously feedback to people. I think, like you mentioned, I think people are scared to do that because it's like me with this. I'm podcasting. If you tell me something after, do you know what? Do this next time, or don't do this, or don't do that. Do you know what? You can take it on board. And it's a learning curve in it.
Yeah, you just
Do you
get
know what I
better.
mean?
Like
Literally.
no one's perfect. Let's just all get better. There's a way around it. You can't say you can't be really horrible to someone there's no need for that.
Yeah.
But if you just say, listen, this was good, and then maybe don't do this or improve on this, that's fine. There's always room for improvement. Let's all try. I want to get better. I don't want to get worse. And if you're not getting feedback, you're just gonna end up getting worse.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So you're quite very fortunate, really,
Oh
in a
yeah,
way, because you've got Lana and you've also got this man.
yeah, man. Please understand. Like I've been able to do the things I do because I've had a massive cheat code in my brother. He gives me all the good feedback. He gives me all the good advice. Instead of me, he had to figure it out himself. So there's a lot of years he wrestled on the scene, and he had to fill in the gaps and make mistakes. Whereas when I've come in, we cut all that fat out. And he goes, right, you do this, you do that, you look like this, you do this, blah, 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 blah. Same with Lana. I ask her for feedback and she says, cuts all the fat out. She's been in the game for 14 years. She's been to Japan, she's been to America, she wrestled for WWE, wrestled for TNA, wrestled for Ring of Honor, wrestled everywhere. Not even that. Like I've got my close friends like Ethan Allen. He's incredible. He is literally uh, one of the best wrestlers in the UK today. Um, he- you know, I've got him close by. I've got like Joe Kessler close by. got all these guys. Kid Like Us too. There's another guy. I'm just surrounded by excellent wrestlers. So I'm very. Please understand. I'm very fortunate. Not a lot of people have these tools, but don't get it wrong. I've got these tools, but I've put in the work. I'm the one who's gone out and done it and took these tools and then put them to practice.
And do you know what I love? Obviously, we spoke beforehand how close you are with your brother. I
Oh
can
yeah,
see that. And do you know what I mean? Obviously, you speak to him because he's doing his own little thing around the world. He's in Orlando. Do you know what I mean? He
yeah.
betted on himself. Do you know what I mean? At the end of last
He
year,
did, yeah.
and
He
that's
did, yeah.
WWE. And look, New Japan champion. Do you know what I mean? Rev Pro. The list goes on. He's
Yeah.
showed it everywhere, right? Japan.
AEW, Ring of
Yeah.
Honor, Japan. Like he's actually done. If his career ended tomorrow, look at what he's done. He's been a champion in WWE. He's been a champion in New Japan. He's wrestled. He's part of AEW. He's part of Ring of Honor. Like, what is there else for him to do? He's just done it all. Like, it's insane. He's wrestled the indies, done every indie show you can think of. Traveled the world. Bought a house. My God, like that's what I want to be. I want to be able to just say I've done all that stuff, ticked it all off,
Mm.
and just travel the world with wrestling. That's my number one goal, man. It's just explore the world. People pay to travel the world, so if I get paid to travel the world, man, I've cheated life. That's a
Tell me about
blessing.
it, man. That's the main thing, isn't it? We all want to. It's like me. What with this podcast or because I do travel videos as well on this channel. It's
Yeah,
like I'm off to Australia in February,
that's
and
cool. That's so sick.
I'm gonna be recording everything, even from me
Yeah,
leaving this house to
yeah,
getting
that's what
to
I do.
Australia. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna be doing it.
Yeah,
It's gonna
that's
be
what I
me.
do.
It's memories, isn't it?
That's it. It's like I don't care if I record the most mundane stuff. It's funny, like but I like going back and just looking at my photos and going, "Oh yeah, I remember that." I'll even
Mm,
just like take photos of like chocolate bars or like protein bars that are in different
mm.
countries. It's probably stupid, but I love it. It's stuff I love.
And you know what else I also love? Obviously, how apart from how close you are with your brother, and obviously you got him, you got Lana. I loved he's got his own promotion, right? Burning
Yeah,
Heart Pro, and I
yep,
loved how you as the mystery opponent
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Kenny, because you mentioned obviously you had that singles match with James, right? And then
yep.
correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm right, but do you know what I mean? The internet could be false. You
Uh-huh.
haven't faced him since or been in the ring with him.
Nope, not once. Yeah, that was
So
that. Yeah,
how was that experience to be back in the ring with your brother? Because I think it was like 4 or 5 years, weren't it?
yeah, literally 5 years, man. So let me tell you when I say that is a legit like I've already ticked off a bucket list thing with my wrestling. That was legit a life bucket list thing, and that might have been the first bucket list in my like a life goal I've ever ticked off. It was just so surreal because not only did I wrestle him, like when I wrestled him at Future Shock, I wasn't really ready. He really like carried me, and he really just wanted to do good things for me, like a good brother does. And man, I just remember my entrance. Looking at photos of my entrance again. I should have got him and showed him. Yeah, you could see how I wasn't. I was so confident. I was just a boy. I mean, I was 23, 23. Yeah, I was 23 or 24. I don't whatever. And I was just a boy, and I was so nervous. But then when this burning heart happened, like before we're going out, it sounds really, really vain, but looking at myself in the mirror, I'm like triple the size. I'm like a grown man. I'm confident in my ability, and I was like, this is the match I wanted. I wanted to have this match with him, and not only that, wrestling Zach Gibson as well was also one of my bucket list things because he's just a wizard. He's a wrestling wizard. I've always looked up to him, and I was like, man, I really want to be like Zach Gibson. He's so good. Um, but yeah, my entrance when I came out, I was so happy and I was so full of energy, man. You'll see it tonight. I mean, my match probably would have already aired by now, but Burning Heart is on the Extreme channel. channel 281 on Freeview. That's airing right now. It started at 7 p.m. So that's
Yeah.
another cool thing. I'm on
Yeah.
TV. That's really cool. But man, yeah, I've rambled here. But yeah, it was insane. It was just so cool to do and just be in the ring with him.
So obviously, talk to me when you get behind the curtain. You must
Yep.
have had a conversation with your brother, like, do you know what I'm predicting with the words that you said. Do you know what, that felt good?
Yeah. No, yeah, I was just like, everything went smoothly, everything went to plan. When that happens, it's always a good thing. And I just was like, you know, it was like the first time, obviously his level's above me. So you always have, the first thing I do before I get, before I want flowers or anything, ask him for feedback. It's the first thing I did. Ask him for feedback. Was everything okay? Got anything for me? They give me some feedback. And then once I've got that information down and I know everything's okay and I see they're excited, they're happy, they were both dead happy with the match, then I can be like, all right, let's just. I really soaked it in. I was like, okay, it was a really good match. It was fun. We had a story there. The crowd was red hot. And yeah, they were just like, man, I can't really describe it. It was just a bucket list ticked off. I was like, oh, I've wrestled the vets. That's cool. As Russo's Rob Drake, I've wrestled the vets as a full professional wrestler, and I felt like for the first time, or not the first time, but I really felt like a professional wrestler. I felt like I belonged.
I love that. And it's like the Hardys or Edge and Christian. I know Edge and Christian are brothers, but do you know what I mean? They may as well be. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when Edge came back, or like came to AEW, you saw Christian's face. You're like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? It's them moments that you can't get, but no one knew you was the mystery opponent for
No,
him. And it's
no.
that shock moment in wrestling that I don't think we get these days. We do, but it's very
Yeah,
rare. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
For
man.
stuff like that to happen, and then the crowd's reaction and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
super cool. Really
super,
cool moment.
yeah, really good. Your brother's killing it. 2025 will be a good year for him as well. And what I would
Yep.
love to see in 2025 is you two step it in the ring one on one.
Oh, a singles match. Yeah, I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that.
Because
Yeah.
that'll be 6 years. Because that'll be 6 years apart then.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Because
Yeah, I'd
obviously
love to
where
see
you
that.
are now, you are unbelievable now. Give it another, I don't know, depends when you do face him in 2020. Say a year from now, if you
Yep.
was going to face him in November, December.
Oh
Do you know what
yeah,
I
90
mean?
days. Yeah.
That would be. I mean, you're good now, so think what you could be in another year's time. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. I always improve. I always try and improve and get better every year, and try and like fine tune my act. Cut some of the fat out. But yeah, I do think me and him. But I want a singles match with Zach Gibson. I'll be honest. I really want to wrestle Zach in a singles match.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Burning Heart.
Oh yeah. Anywhere in the back garden. I don't think he'd be up for that.
Trampoline.
Yeah. I don't think he'd be up for that, to be honest.
Yeah. One other match that I love of yours, and I think it's one of your, this is my opinion, I think it's one of your best ones, is the 20-minute Iron Will match that you had with Vusk.
Vusic. Yeah,
Vusic, that
Vusic. Yeah. He's great.
at
Yeah.
Tidal Wrestling. That was really good.
I was very proud of that. Yeah, it was really
Really
good.
good.
That was just really, that was my style, just hard hitting, meat and potatoes, nothing fancy, just two lads just smacking each other around for 20 minutes. Was it 20 minutes or 50? I can't remember. 15 or 20 minutes.
20 minutes, I think.
20 minutes, wow. So, yeah, first time we ever wrestled as well. First time we ever touched each other. And it was just chemistry. It was like great chemistry together. I knew we'd have good chemistry when we locked up. I was like, we're gonna do well here. And it was just the timing went perfect. Yeah, it was spot on. I was really really proud of that. I was actually a little bit under the weather as well when I came into that match.
Wow.
Yeah, a little bit. So I was worried about my gas tank. I was like, oh man, 20 minutes, just take my time, breathe. But no, completely fine. He's great. Vusic, keep your eye on him. He's phenomenal and he keeps getting better every time. Every time I see him, he's getting better. and he's looking better. So keep your eye on him.
Definitely, man. I've been very fortunate to have him on as well. The podcast, and he's an unbelievable guy.
Yeah, super cool guy. Yeah,
Very unbelievable. And he's some stuff what he does in the ring is amazing.
yeah,
As well.
yeah. You feel it. You feel it the next
Yeah,
day.
yeah, definitely. Hard hitting.
Yeah. It's my style, man. I just love that style.
Yeah.
Stupid
So
style.
we mentioned 2025. Is there anything you can say that you've got planned, or that you've anything at all, or that you want to do?
So I can't really say anything that's planned, but like just know it's big things planned. Like I'll be doing a lot of world seeing. Let's say is like my goal is next year's just do more around the world, just do more bookings around the world, more wrestling around the world, sightseeing, and then get my name out there more. I think I've done like the UK indie scene. Like I really do enjoy it, but I do kind of want to. I'd rather wrestle because I'm a little bit banged up now. I've like I just need to heal now. I just kind of want to be doing those, you know, just more broad. Like I just want to be wrestling more abroad and just picking and choosing
Yeah,
my bookings. I say that I'll probably wrestle every weekend. 3 times a week. Is what like because I've got the bug, and I love wrestling so much. And once I have this weekend off, I'll be like, right, let's get back to it. And I just want to wrestle every day. So we'll see. But no, man, next year you'll see me in more countries for sure.
definitely. And you know what? I cannot wait to see what is in store for Rob Drake. Just a few final questions, and then we'll wrap it up for you, man. I always ask everyone this: what is the most rewarding thing of being a professional wrestler?
Um, just I'd say the traveling. That's really cool for me personally. I like the traveling. Um, I mean, this isn't for everyone, but you know what? I really love having Lana as my partner in crime. Being able to do this and then traveling the world. There's been so many times we've travelled and we've wrestled like 3 times, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we're just like super tired. Our bodies are tired. And I remember this one time we were in the car and it was like a 6 hour car journey on the way home. It was like 3 in the morning, and we both just had this weird light surge of energy in the back seat. And we started dancing, and I recorded it as well. I was like, man, this just doesn't get any better than this. We smashed this weekend. We were doing something with love. We travelled the country, wrestled. I think that was actually the AEW weekend, not the first one. Do you know All In?
Yeah,
Yeah, is it All In? The one in Wembley. Yeah, it was
yeah,
that weekend, and I remember we wrestled like 3 times in London. I was like, man, we are goosed. We are so tired. But man, yeah, traveling with her is a real blessing. It's like my favorite thing.
yeah. Your partner in crime, and you can't. Obviously, you doing it solo can be good, but doing it with someone that you love and that you've got that, trust
So
and
much better.
everything
Yeah,
for, you don't get any better than that.
it just literally just doesn't get any better than that.
Who is your Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling?
This is so tough, man.
Haha.
Good grief. So this is like I'll just say off the bat, it's actually impossible to answer this because it's impossible. So I like to do it like this. I like to put a character in there, the
Okay.
best character ever, which I personally think is the Undertaker. Like, how do you get over a dead man? He's literally dead. How do you get that over? And then he becomes the American Badass to then return to the dead man. I think he's the best character ever. And then the best in ring wrestler, like just performer. We gotta go. We've got to go. We've got to go. I mean, there's one guy I want to say, but I can't. He's been severely redacted. But we just say Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, man, can wrestle anyone and have a 5-star match.
Literally,
Uh,
literally.
And then we have like your moneymaker, who just transcended wrestling. So that for me has to be transcended wrestling. So that has to be either John Cena or like, I hate to say it, but or like Hulk Hogan or even Andre the Giant. Like, he was an
Yeah.
attraction, like an insane attraction. But I'm gonna go with John Cena because I like John Cena. I love him. And then the last one, your all rounder, or like your the guy who kind of took the business to another level is Stone Cold Steve Austin. You can't have a Mount Rushmore without Stone Cold.
I thought you was going to say The Rock.
The Rock.
I thought you were going
Yeah.
to say The Rock.
So I get it. I would understand that, but there was nothing like Stone Cold in the Attitude Era. Stone
True.
Cold like made wrestling like really freaking cool. And I mean, look at him now. He's still the most popular wrestler ever. He comes out and everyone's on their feet, losing their mind. He has the most T-shirt sales. I think he is the only wrestler out of that list. I think you have to, without a doubt, have on the Mount Rushmore. Not only because he's like an incredible in-ring performer, like really is incredible. I don't think he gets his flowers that he deserves because he's known for a brawler, that was Stone Cold. But if you watch his early stuff, my God, he's freaking good, man. And then he's just the best character. He's like the badass, the guy who beats his boss's ass. So yeah, Stone Cold. So we got Undertaker, we got Shawn Michaels, we got John Cena, we got Stone Cold. That to me just doesn't sound right, but that's what I've come up with.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
Who do you want to face in 2025 that you haven't? That can be someone from AEW, someone from Ring of. It can be anyone. Who do you want
Anyone.
to step in the ring with? Let's be real. It can be anyone, but be realistic.
Yeah. So I
It
can't
could
say
happen.
Roman Reigns. Like, that's not happening.
Well, it could be.
Well, it could be. You never know. Um, I don't know. I don't really look at opponents. I just look at like opportunities. Who do I really want to wrestle? Who's really good that I really want to wrestle? I mean, like Rey Mysterio. I just always looked at Rey and thought, you're
Okay.
excellent. It's a random one, but yeah,
Big
Rey
guy versus
Mysterio.
little guy.
That's it, and he's the best little guy ever. I'd love to take
Yeah.
a 619. That would be insane.
West Coast
Yeah,
pop.
yeah. West Coast pop. Yeah. I'd love to, man. Yeah, let's go Rey Mysterio. That's fun.
Okay. The final question I ask everyone, just to wrap it up, what is an inspirational message from Rob Drake?
Just honestly, it sounds corny, but you've got to go out and chase your dreams. You've literally. I don't care if you're tired, if you're not got the energy, if there's people doubting you, because I guarantee when if you're unable physically or you're unable mentally, whatever it is, financially, when you're 60 years old and you sat down and you could have all the money in the world, but you wanted to be, I don't know, you wanted to be the next Stephen Irwin and you didn't do it. And you would literally watch videos every day and you would just dream about it every day. You'd think in the shower about it and you didn't do it. You've got one life, man. Go out and try it. And you know what? If you try something and it doesn't work out, but you put in 1,000,000% max effort, you've accomplished it. You know fully well you put everything on the line, and the cards just wasn't in your hand, and that's fine. Things aren't, we don't always get what we want, but you got to put max effort in. And that's what I will say. Just chase your dreams and put max effort in. Don't let anyone tell you no. It's a bit corny.
I love that
Yeah,
because there's a
absolutely.
lot of negativity in the world, but do you know what I mean? That's why every episode I like to ask for an inspirational message at the end.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's way too much negativity. Just put the blinders on and just go for it. Just go for whatever it is. Don't let anyone. If you wanted to be a bus driver, be a freaking bus driver. There's a lad in my school. I ramble here. There's a lad in my school where the teachers went, "What do you want to be?" And he went bus driver. Everyone laughed at him. And you know what he's doing now? He's a freaking bus driver, and he loves it. So he's completed it. He's completed life, man.
What can I say? Do you know what I mean? It's like me. I wanted to do what I'm doing, and I'm doing it now. It's like you. You want to be a
Exactly.
professional wrestler. You got the title of
Exactly.
professional wrestler.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it.
Where can people find you?
On the shows or just on like Instagram or Twitter?
Shows or wherever you want to be.
So I'm done for the rest of the year now. Shows, there's so many. So best thing I'd say is just follow me on Instagram at Rob Drake Pro. Same goes for Twitter or X at Rob Drake Pro. Follow me on there. I keep it up to date. You know, Lana tells me you got to keep it up to date. You got to keep it up to date. So just keep an eye on me, and you never know where you'll see me next year.
Awesome, man. Rob, as always, it's been an honour of having you on. I really do appreciate you taking the time out to speak to me. I've
No,
loved
thank you,
chatting to
man.
you for the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's been really good, man. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
No worries, man. Have a good evening. Take it easy.
You too, man. See you guys later. Take care.